Chicago, springtime is finally knocking on your door. The snow and ice may be gone, but are you ready to step out in style yet? It's time to make over your ride at your local Chevy dealer, where you'll find the true glam team of SUVs. If you're thinking about springing forward into a new Chevy, you're not alone. The right vehicle makes all the difference when it comes to safety, confidence, and comfort on the road. You saw the Chevy lineup at the auto show. Now it's time to see which one puts the spring in your step. Need the power and durability of a Silverado, the all-weather confidence of an Equinox or Blazer, the spacious comfort of a Traverse, Tahoe, or Suburban, or the sporty, city-friendly Trax? Your local Chevy dealer has exactly what you need to shine like the new spring sun. So don't wait. Head to ChevyDriveChicago.com today. Browse the newest models, special offers, locate your nearest Chevy dealer, and start shopping online. Things are warming up out there, and you need a vehicle you can trust. Find yours now at ChevyDriveChicago.com. Chevy, together, let's drive.
There is a plan that you can follow to increase your chances on how to get the X back. And the beautiful, beautiful thing about this is if the X doesn't come back, you are so much better off by following this plan as a person, as a human being on this earth. The other scenario is when the X comes back, maybe you don't want them anymore because you've
moved on.
You've become a better version of yourself.
Welcome to Secrets of a Sugar Daddy. Here's your host, Marcus.
Welcome to another episode of Secrets of a Sugar Daddy, the number one sugar dating podcast in the world, where we pull back the curtains on the good and the bad. And Alejandra.
Hello, Marcus.
The shocking stories of sugar dating.
Gosh, I miss Lily.
I know, right? This is episode number 201, a new era, a post-Lily era.
I'm so sad.
Yeah, so Alejandra is filling in for today.
Just for today.
We'll see how many more times I can drag her in. But if you are interested and you're local, I think we'll have to probably do it local. I don't know. I may explore doing it remote, but see how that works. But anyway, I would prefer somebody local. If you want to guest host, be a guest host and maybe work into a full-time co-host, we are open to that. I'd love some help. We're going to drag a few people in here and there just to give a little bit of variety, but it's definitely going to sound a little different without Lily.
For sure.
Yeah, but we've gone through quite a few hosts. I mean, I had Amy in the beginning, and then Angie joined us, and she joined us in the last episode. That episode 200 was a lot of fun, wasn't it, Alejandra? You were here.
I was.
What'd you think?
Very entertaining.
Yeah.
Love the girls.
Getting 4 women in the room at once.
Oh, yeah.
Talking about all their crazy sugar dating stories. Yeah, that was fun. But anyway, if you guys are interested in coming to Sugar Palooza 6, time is almost up, but you still have time. Go to our website, secretsofasugardaddy.com. On the party tab will be all the information. Alejandra, what are you expecting this year from Sugar Palooza 6? You've been to quite a few of them now.
I have no expectations.
What do you mean? You have to have some expectations.
I'm just very happy to be reunited with a lot of the girls that I, have become very close with.
Yeah. So guess what? Your cat from Australia, your great friend, is coming.
Yes.
Another girl from Australia.
Oh, I know.
Is coming. So now we got 2.
Yes.
Coming from Australia. We've got some coming from Canada. Oh my gosh. New York, LA, Chicago, Houston, Miami. I mean, they're coming from everywhere. Dallas.
My mom is coming.
Oh, so this is going to be interesting. Alejandra's mom knows that we met on a sugar dating site, right?
Nope.
Yeah, you told her I was your sugar daddy.
Yes, but she doesn't know there's a site to meet sugar daddies.
Oh.
She thinks I just met you on normal dating apps.
Oh, on normal dating apps.
Mm-hmm.
You haven't gone into that detail with her?
Why would I?
Okay. So anyway, you did spill the beans with her on that.
Yes.
And she knows that I help you financially through school and rent and all that good stuff, right?
She also knows we surround each other with other sugar daddies and babies.
Yeah, because she's like, how do you know so many wealthy friends? How are you doing all these fun vacations and these fine dining excursions?
And then she even asked, do they all help with allowances?
Oh, yeah.
So she's caught up on all those.
Some of it.
basic,
Okay.
yeah.
So the reason we brought that up is because she's coming to the party and it's a podcast celebration party. How are you going to manage this?
I'm going to get her so drunk.
No. Your mom is a very smart woman. She might not say something, but she knows something in her head that's...
And that's when you're going to be deleting all my episodes.
Deleting?
Yeah.
No. So anyway, that will be real interesting because Alejandra's mom and Alejandra's mom's friend.
Well, she's only going to be coming for the concert.
Oh, okay.
She's not doing the pre-party.
Yeah, for just the concert.
Post,
But here's the thing, though. We have a pre-party at my house.
Yeah.
So she's going to show up for that.
I mean, I did say we all have nicknames, and she did ask why. So I'm like prepping her. I'm prepping her. And she said, why? I'm like, it just makes the experience so much better to have nicknames. You are Marcus.
Right.
I'm Alejandra.
Right.
You know?
So anyway, the truth will come out. There's no way you can hide it. You're bringing her to a podcast celebration party.
Let's bet on it.
Oh, I'm going to win this one for sure. Then she's going to get on the party bus, go down to Footprint Arena where we have 3 private suites. And actually, it's kind of like one of them is a double suite. We're counting it as 2, but it's a double suite. It's the owner's suite. And then we've got the one next door. We got a private bartender. I watched the Shakira concert. I like first, I think, 40 minutes of it on YouTube. Have you seen it?
Small clips. I just don't want to see. I don't want to ruin it for myself.
It's good. It's good. I can't wait. It's actually getting me more excited for the concert. One time, Red Hot Chili Peppers were coming to Glendale, and I thought, I'd like to go see them. Then I watched their concert like from a week ago on YouTube, and I kind of lost, I lost the desire to drive all the way out there and see it. This one's just the opposite. Now that I've seen some of it, I'm like, oh my God, I got to see. This is going to be fun. Yeah. So anyway, we've beat that up quite a bit. I know you guys are probably tired of hearing of it if you're not coming to the party. I won't spend too much more time on it, but it's a great time. We still have a few tickets available. Sponsors, we still have room for you. Get a hold of me at info@secretsofasugardaddy.com, and I'll get you all the information on being a sponsor. And then Patreon. If you're not a Patreon member, you're missing out. We post a lot of really fun things on there. We posted a picture of our final episode with Lily and the whole crew. That's on Patreon. So if you want to see what her outfit was that day and her shiny boots, they were gorgeous, weren't they?
They were.
Yeah. Community chats there. Now, we talk about this value add. There's a girls chat only. It's not for men. And you're a part of that.
Yes.
Yeah. It's pretty good, right? You guys get into a lot of interesting discussions.
Absolutely.
Yeah. How many girls do you think are on there now?
I don't know. I think there's like 40 something. I can check.
40 or 50?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a lot of sugar babies chatting back and forth. How many messages do you get a day? This is a WhatsApp group, so you can
I don't know.
mute
It depends on the day and the conversations.
Yeah.
I don't check my WhatsApp as often.
Mm-hmm.
And when I do it, I'm like 200 messages
Oh,
behind.
man.
So the likelihood of me going all the way back and reading them, pretty small.
Yeah, so this is a value add to our ladies on our Patreon. So you'd have to join Patreon first.
47 members.
Okay. And then we can give you that, we can add you to the WhatsApp private chat that the girls have. And I don't know exactly what they talk about, but sometimes they'll give me a hint that somebody, may be having an issue and even ask me for some advice that I'll give them, and they'll relay it back to them or whatever. Or, if there's private stuff, they don't really relay that. They keep it among the girls. But There's just a lot of really good, interesting scenarios.
Should men have their own? I feel like it would be nice for you guys to have your own support group.
Yeah, it's not as desirable, I think. I think Reddit is a good place to go. There's a sugar lifestyle forum on Reddit. There's a couple other sugar dating forums on there, but I think the sugar lifestyle forum is the biggest one. There's lots of great, scenarios and questions on there. So I think that's probably good enough. But this WhatsApp group is pretty good. All right. So an interesting thing, Alejandra is on the phone all the time with people that she has met through the site, people that you haven't even dated that just want your advice. It's unbelievable.
I just feel like I'm a good listener.
Yeah. Why do you think these sugar babies and sugar daddies keep coming to you for chat sessions and advice?
Because it's not just them. It's happened all my life.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Wherever I worked, whoever I just interact with, they just feel comfortable enough to, open up and share what they're going through.
Mm-hmm.
And either if they want advice, then I'll give them to them. Or if they just want someone to listen, then I'll be that person. I don't know. I enjoy it.
Okay.
I mean, it feels really good for someone to trust me with their emotions and the situation they're going through.
Right.
And if they want my advice, that's pretty awesome for them too.
Now, what is some of the most common problems that the sugar babies are coming to you with? Is it PPMs? Is it allowances? Is it how to get them in or how to keep them in?
I think all of it. I mean, we just touch base on everything.
Yeah.
I mean, allowances is a really big one.
Mm-hmm.
Because, allowance would be a big one because I always, they always ask me how I go about allowances or PPM.
But you're different with each guy you date.
Yeah, but normally I've been giving out a range.
Yeah.
And then Amy,
mm-hmm.
She's using a range now, and she says that it's been working for her.
Yeah, so you kind of advised her to give them a range,
mm-hmm.
and then she's been doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Us girls can talk about millions of things.
Right. And then you've been talking to a lot of men, sugar daddies, who just want your advice and thoughts on a situation. What do you think the most common problems they're having?
Okay, I think why the sugar daddies come to me is because just to see it from a woman's perspective.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm pretty real when it comes to seeing it how it is and how I see it. Because I can put myself in both of their situations, so I'm able to give out pretty good advice on that. I would say men act, women too, but on emotion. Just acting it and based on their emotions, you don't think clearly. You do things and say stuff that shouldn't be done or said.
You're listening to Secrets of a Sugar Daddy. Now back to the show with your host, Marcus.
Tired of losing power? Feeling powerless? Call Four Seasons Heating, Air Conditioning, Plumbing, Electric today for a free estimate on a whole home standby generator. Never be without power again. Fully installed systems starting at just $99 a month. Power your sump pump, your fridge, your freezer, your garage doors, your heating and cooling so your home stays safe and comfortable. Four Seasons is the largest and most award-winning Generac dealer in Illinois.
Right reasons. Call 866-4 Seasons.
I know I put you on the spot, but there's another kind of subject. It's more of a dating subject.
Okay, I could do dating.
Okay, so here's something that I went through, and most people go through this. I mean, I can't imagine if you haven't gone through this, but what do you do when you have a breakup with somebody that you really, really care for, and you might just be completely in love with them, You might really, really like them. You don't want it to end. There was some mistakes made on either part, and now the relationship is over. So here's the funny thing. Alejandra and I always joke about, because we get text out of the blue or messages out of the blue from people in our past, and we go, haha, they always come back, don't they? They always come back. Now, always is a big word, but meaning the majority of them, it feels like, reach out again because they remember some good things about the relationship, even though maybe some bad things happened. Those bad things have now faded into the past, and now all they're remembering is the good things, so they want to reach out and see what you're up to, see if you can reignite a spark, maybe restart the romance, restart the relationship. It doesn't always restart. Matter of fact, I think most of the time it doesn't. Mm-hmm. But it's just interesting, isn't it?
Yeah.
I noticed this one even when I was younger. I always treated women really well. I wasn't the bad boy. I think they got bored in my relationship when I was younger.
Because you were too nice?
Yeah, I was just the nice guy. And I was hurt. Like, a lot of relationships ended and I was hurt. And I didn't really know how to move on at that time because I was not as emotionally mature and I didn't have some knowledge that I have at this day. But I noticed that weeks, months, even years later, I'd get a phone call out of the blue. We didn't have texting back then, but I would get some kind of a message, or a friend of a friend would tell me, hey, so-and-so was wondering what you're up to, and they were thinking about you. And I was like, that is so interesting that they're now reaching out back to me. Well, there's this whole psychology behind that, and there's reasons behind that. Let's kind of move forward now that we have all these resources and talk about a breakup, because it happens.
It happens.
It happens a lot. I would say 99.9% of the people go through a hard breakup. I guess the only people that I can imagine who don't experience this is maybe you started dating your first love in high school and you got married and lived happily ever after. But that is a rare event. Most people go through multiple relationships as we grow and mature, and there's things said, there's things done. I'm never going to see you again. Don't call me, don't text me, blah, 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 right? And it breaks up.
Yep.
Why, Alejandra, do you think that so many men, and sometimes women, reach back out to you to try to maybe see what's going on with you, maybe reconcile things? Why do you think it happens?
Well, the men that I've dated in the past, they always do come back.
I know, it's funny.
But I know it because I'm genuinely like authentic and I love them deeply. I'm a person that loves deep. I'm affectionate and I'm super caring and I bring so much to the table. So when they don't have me in their life anymore, they start appreciating and seeing all the things they took for granted, and then they come back. Mm-hmm. Well, they try to. So, but I can proudly say, out of all my exes, I've never taken one back.
You've never?
And I do not.
You know, there's statistics as high as 50% of relationships rekindle.
Not for me.
Not for you?
No. Mm-hmm. Because during my relationship with those people, I've given them many opportunities to make things right. So when I'm done, I'm done. I do not come back, Marcus.
Yeah. All right. Have you ever been broken up with and you wanted that person back?
Yes. My first boyfriend.
Okay. And how did that go?
I knew he was not my person, so.
Yeah.
I mean, I couldn't go anywhere. He couldn't give me what I needed in life.
All right. Well, what I'm going to do is go over like 7 principles or so of how to get your ex back.
Do we want those ex back?
But
though?
that's the thing. you're going to find out at the end, sometimes you move on and that ex comes back.
Is there an ex you want back?
Me?
Yeah.
I don't have an ex I want back right now. No. But there is times that a relationship ended that I did want that ex back because I felt like it didn't end correctly. And maybe I made some mistakes that caused it. And I was truly sorry for those. And then that person wasn't giving me the opportunity that I thought I deserved or I needed to fix it. And it was tough. But there is a plan that you can follow to increase your chances on how to get the ex back. And the beautiful, beautiful thing about this is if the ex doesn't come back, you are so much better off by following this plan as a person, as a human being on this earth. The other scenario is when the ex comes back, maybe you don't want them anymore because you've
moved on.
You've become a better version of yourself. So we're going to go over these. Ready? All right. So if you were the one who got dumped, you must communicate that you do not accept being friend zoned or no longer being together, but instead want to continue seeing them. If they're unwilling to continue seeing you or give you another chance, you tell them to get in touch with you if they ever change their mind. You must let them go forever and never contact them again.
Yes.
It's called no contact.
Yes.
You just basically go into no contact.
I love it.
If you're not familiar with no contact after a relationship ends.
That's when you block them.
Well, you can do that, but yeah, there's plenty of articles on that on Google and YouTube, but the no contact method is basically what we're talking about. Mm-hmm. Okay? You must never, under any circumstances, agree to being friends only. It's romance or you're simply not interested. That's the mistake a lot of guys make is they're like, well, can't we just be friends? Well, now you've been friend zoned and you're never going to get romantic with that person again. So you got to make it clear that you're not looking to be just friends. You know, if you're romantically attracted to them and you see a future with them, you got to make that clear. The most important and best negotiating tool that you have, if it's in any profession or personal human interaction, is once you have stated what you want, but they are unwilling to give it to you, you tell them to contact you if they ever change their mind, but you are not interested in anything platonic and to please not contact you unless they are interested in something romantic. So you just make it clear. Walking away and never looking back means that you will never, ever contact them again for any reason. Sounds pretty harsh, huh?
Well, some people need that.
Yeah. No birthday messages, holiday messages, death of family members, etc. I know it sounds cruel and mean sometimes, and you're a nice person, and their birthday comes up in 3 weeks, and you're just like, I'll just wish them a happy birthday.
That's
no,
you, Marcus.
Nothing. No, nothing. No contact. Nothing. As far as you are concerned, you will never speak to them again as long as you live. Now, if you have children with this person, make your arrangements ahead of time so there's absolutely no reason for them to contact you. There must be space, distance, and time between you in order for an ex or someone you turned off to rethink and regret pushing you out of their life. So there's a method to this madness. It must be their idea to reach out to you first. Once they realize they are never going to hear from you again. So you're basically putting the ball in their court and it's their turn. Right?
I like
That's
it.
like you always get mad if I double text somebody.
Oh,
right?
Yes.
When you send somebody a text.
Well, you don't just double text.
What?
You double text them and then text them again the next day.
No, I do not. Absolutely do not.
Yes, you do.
Maybe it's happened once out of 100 times.
I
Anyway.
could name some.
Texting is like playing tennis. You hit the ball over the net, wait for them to hit it back, hit it over. It's their turn. If they stop hitting it over the net, then you wait and you don't contact them. Now, after a few days or a week, you can throw one more ball over the net and that's it. So that's a double text, but there is an occasion for it, but not immediately. You don't just keep texting. You've gotten messages from people where there's like, you've given them 1 or 2 word answers and then they're just like texting you 4, 5, 6, 10 times and you haven't answered them.
They don't get it. But the more you message someone, the more they don't want to respond back.
Yeah, I know.
So
yeah, it's an opposite effect. Okay, so there's 2 principles of how to get an ex back, okay? Is letting them know your intentions and then walking away and never looking back. Okay, the third principle, when they contact you again, if an ex or someone you were dating got turned off by your behavior and they contact you through text messages or email, messenger on Facebook, whatever, phone call, you must assume they want to see you, and this should be your first response. They're liking your Facebook post or commenting on your social media post does not count as them contacting you, because that happens a lot. They must contact and message you directly and engage you in a conversation. Have you, Alejandra, had a situation where you broke up with somebody and then all of a sudden they start following you on social media, they start liking your post?
yeah, they want my attention.
They want your attention, but that's not them contacting you.
Nope.
Okay.
I mean, that's a start.
It's a start, but don't read that as a sign or let that substitute as contact.
Yes.
Okay. So do not engage in any BS conversation or nonsensical chit chat. Be direct, decisive, and go for what you want by saying, hey, it's great to hear from you. I'd love to see you. When are you free to get together? Okay. That's if they contact you and you're wanting to see them again. Invite them to bring a bottle of wine, coffee, tea, etc., whatever you drink, to your place to make dinner together. Make a definite date. Hang out and have fun and hook up.
Bring flowers and chocolates. Light up a candle.
You get no credit for your past history together or any past relationship. Do not talk about getting back together. Do not talk about being exclusive. Do not talk about locking them down to a commitment. It must be their idea to become exclusive again. You simply need to focus on creating a fun-filled romantic opportunity to hang out and hook up and have fun. Right? Okay, so that's the third principle of getting your ex back. And I'm coming a lot from the male perspective, but this could be either one. Mm-hmm. Okay? Number 4, when they won't come to your place for a date. So if they've contacted you again and you try to make a date at your place, but they won't accept, or they counter by trying to get you to pick them up or meet them out somewhere, you must give them this response. Hey, it's been a long week and I'm just in the mood to hang out at my place. If you don't want to come over and make dinner together, then give me a call in a few weeks and maybe I'll be up for something more formal then. What do you think of that?
Well, how long has it been since? Wait, if it's been that long since they haven't seen each other, and then he wants me over at his house, I'm gonna say no. Well,
usually the other party will break the no contact anywhere from 30 days to 90 days. So like 1 to 3 months, sometimes as long as 6 months. There is like no exact time frame, but that's the average.
Like if you're going to get together after going so long without the no contact, make it somewhere public. Formal.
Well, either they're going to agree to come to dinner or they won't. If they won't agree to dinner, then say, hey, I've got to run, but get in touch with me if you change your mind, and then walk and never look back. Okay, so again, you're taking away their power. That's the strongest negotiating tool that you have, is walking away. True. All right. Now, number 5, when they won't make a date, since you are always going to wait to hear from them first, and on 2 consecutive different times when they have reached out to you first, you try to set a date, but they won't, then you must stop asking, right?
Right.
Never ask them out again unless they bring it up first. It has to be their idea. From that point forward, if they continue to reach out to you, you're not going to bring up getting together. If they have contacted you by text, email, messenger, other chat services, whatever, you'll keep your message responses to 2 or 3 max. If they contact you by phone and you're having a phone conversation or FaceTime, you will keep the conversation to 2 or 3 minutes max. This is very important, okay? When they have contacted you through a digital messaging or voice or video, means you will always give this response when you end the conversation. Hey, it was great hearing from you, but I've got to run. Keep in touch. From that point forward, they will either bring up getting together first, and then you can try to set a date, or they will stop contacting you for good.
Yep.
Okay? Mm-hmm. Number 6 out of the 7 principles of getting your ex back. Let them contact you exclusively. So when they do reach out, be direct, decisive, and get right to the point. No idle chit-chat or unnecessary BS conversations. Okay? Now, number 7, if you've dumped them, now we're turning the tables a little bit.
Yeah, let's do it.
The only time you're going to contact an ex when you're trying to get them back is if you dumped them but regret that decision and want to rekindle things. You will only contact them one time when you're trying to get them back. You will contact them once, apologize for being a jackass, tell them you would like to see them again, and make a definite date. In this situation, it's okay to go pick them up or go meet them for dinner if they won't come to your place. Okay, now the tables are turned a little bit. This is because you pushed them away. Therefore, if you try to make a date when you contact them, but they are unwilling to, tell them that you'd love to see them again and have another chance. Then tell them to contact you if they ever change their mind. Now, if they reach out after that, try to make a definite date, but after you've contacted them once and they were unwilling to make a date, then you must walk and never look back. If they contact you and you make a date and you hang out, have fun, and things go well, then you can treat this situation like a normal courtship by contacting them once per week to set up a date. But once they feel safe and comfortable to start contacting you after your last date, then you shouldn't have to contact them anymore. You can simply back off, wait to hear from them, and when you do, make the next date. Under this circumstance only, when you did the dumping, it's okay to contact them once per week if they agree to go out on a date with you the first time you contacted them after dumping them. So that's basically some 7 principles, and that comes from Corey Wayne. That's his 7 principles that are in, he's got a video on it.
You're listening to Secrets of a Sugar Daddy. Now back to the show with your host, Marcus.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. What if comparing car insurance rates was as easy as putting on your favorite podcast? With Progressive, it is. Just visit the Progressive website to quote with all the coverages you want. You'll see Progressive's direct rate, then their tool will provide options from other companies so you can compare. All you need to do is choose the rate and coverage you like. Quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Comparison rates not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy.
There is a lot more to it than that, and we can dive in deeper. I've got this other kind of a list. This will kind of explain why some of this works. Okay, so through another source, number 1, when you break up with somebody or you're broken up, the very first thing you got to do is give them space. So basically, we're going to go through this process again from a different angle. You got to give them space.
Space is needed to reflect.
Space is needed. What does space do?
Makes you realize what you do want and what you don't want.
Well, the reason why, that you got to give them space is the clinginess or desperation pushes people away.
And that too.
Yeah. You've experienced that.
Yeah.
I think we all have. So you've got to limit contact or go no contact, which I actually advocate no contact. So I had a breakup and I read something where you got to go at least 30 to 45 days no contact. That felt like the longest 30 to 45 days of my life. It was horrible. When you've talked to somebody on a daily basis, multiple times a day, and then all of a sudden you go from being in a relationship to outside of a relationship, no contact is weird.
It's hard.
It's very hard. Have you ever done that?
Yeah.
How did it go?
Amazing.
Okay.
No, it's definitely hard.
Yeah.
You can't sleep. You can't focus.
Yeah, it's tough.
I mean, all you're thinking is the other person.
Yeah, I lost
And
weight.
it takes time for you to kind of get your routine back together
Yeah,
without that person.
right.
It's like you have to relearn how to do life without having that significant other.
The going no contact for 30 to 45 days was really, really tough. But seeing them on social media and doing things and not knowing exactly what's going on makes your mind go crazy because you're imagining all these scenarios in your head. So you've got to block them from social media. Don't look at their accounts. Try to erase that person out of your life for that 30 to 45 days. It is next to impossible, but it's highly recommended. I say next to impossible. People do it. You do it.
Oh, I do it.
You do it. I'm not very
We've
good at
done
doing
it.
it, but I learned that by trying to watch them on social media or hear things from their friends or try to find out really what's going on, it's a mind fuck. And it'll drive you crazy and it'll slow the process. So you have to do that. In the meantime, what are you doing in the meantime while you're in no contact? What is the most recommended thing to do? And the thing that I did too.
You're focused. You're eating better. You're exercising.
You've got to start something to improve yourself.
You find a hobby.
You got to either find a hobby.
You find a new partner.
Well, no.
Like
you do not.
a friend with benefit.
No. Absolutely not. Oh my God. Absolutely not. That's the worst thing to do.
You have to release your emotions.
See, I thought that was the way too, and I met plenty of girls, and we had some meaningless flings during my breakup.
No, honestly, when you do it that way,
They all knew I wasn't there emotionally.
Yeah, and it just feels
mentally.
bad. You start regretting
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
At the moment, it feels amazing, but right after, you regret the sex, the person, and if anything, it makes you miss the other person even more.
Right. So the number one thing you have to do is not to date, but you've got to heal. I went out with, I probably, after my big breakup in 2020, I probably went out with 8 or 10 girls. And you know what? Almost every one of them looked at me and said, "You're not over your ex. You keep talking about your ex. I can feel it, like you're not even present." And I'm like, well, I know I'm trying to get over my ex. That's why I'm dating. I was not in the right mind to be dating. I know I just thought, man, if I could just start going out with somebody, if I could find a hotter girl, a sexier girl, if I could find a wild tiger in bed, that'll make me forget all about so-and-so. But it doesn't. It doesn't. And I kind of regret doing that, but I did learn from it that I needed to take the time to heal and to become a better version of myself. Now, how do you become a better version of yourself, Alejandra?
You focus on yourself. You work on your personality and your looks, and
Yep, you can hit
you
the
show
gym.
up. You show up. For
Absolutely.
yourself. But you know what, Marcus? I mean, and it's happened to me, and it's happened to millions of other people. The mistake we do in a relationship is we lose ourselves trying to make the other person happy.
Right.
Or we lose ourselves to live for the other. Like, we accommodate our lives for the other person, right? And that's not healthy. I feel like you should have your own life, your own happiness, your own hobbies, and your friends, and then share the things that you guys have in common together.
Yeah.
But don't like put everything on your other person or your significant other.
So when I was married, I felt like my ex-wife was depending on me to make her happy. And if I wasn't making her happy, she wasn't happy, right? Mm-hmm. Her whole life depended on me. And it made for an unhealthy relationship. That's what it felt like. Now, I know this is some of the stuff that's going on because she ended up going to a self-improvement seminar, and she ended up calling me. This was during our divorce. And she read something off of a paper that I'd been waiting to hear from her, or for her to realize in the entire marriage. And it was just that. Like, she finally realized that she was responsible for being happy, not that other person being responsible for their happiness and for making them happy. So you've got to do some things to make yourself feel better and improved as a person, genuinely. The last thing you want to do is sit there and cry yourself to sleep every night. Woe is me. How is life going to go on? This person is the only person out there that I can live with, that I can have a relationship with, that this is the only person that I depend on. That is not true.
You know what I do?
What's that?
I listen to podcasts on like affirmations.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you're listening to affirmations.
Yeah.
Like, just so everything you listen, or if you're watching movies, make sure that it's like positive.
Yeah. So what I did, which helped tremendously, and I realize it now, but I didn't really know the effect it was going to have on me at the time. I typed in, and I talk about this, I type in my feelings into YouTube, and all kinds of short videos. They don't have to be long, 8, 10 minutes, 5 minutes, 6 minutes, whatever, from psychotherapists, relationship coaches. These great YouTube videos would come up, and I'd watch 3 or 4 or 5 of them because I'd like to get different perspectives, one from a woman, one from a man, one from this other person. And they all kind of started having the same message. Now, they would sometimes be delivered in different ways, and I would take a phrase or a saying from one of them and like, oh my God, that makes sense. Like, they could hit the nerve or hit the spot for me. Oh, exactly what I needed to hear. But then I started noticing that most of them followed a pretty common theme. And then I started stepping back and noticing that what they were saying was coming true. Like, here's what you're feeling now. Mm-hmm. Here's why you're feeling this. Here's what that other person is feeling that broke up with you. And here's where they're going with their feelings. And here's what's going to happen when they kind of get through, let's say, the relief. Like, when somebody breaks up with you, there's a period where they're relieved because they've been thinking about this. They've been wondering if they should do this. Something was bothering them. And when they finally break up with you, there's this period of relief for them. Mm-hmm. Now, you getting broken up with, it's a lot different feeling. But what happens is they're at a point and you're at a point. Let's say they're high and you're low because they're relieved and they can move on now, and you're feeling really low. But then there's a point over time where that high for them starts coming back down and actually becomes a low. But there's a point where your low point, if you do the work, you will actually surpass them and you'll get to a high point. and I'm kind of moving my hands here. You can't see those, but you'll get to a high point. Now, all of a sudden, you're up here a few months down the road, and now they're feeling the heartbreak of the breakup, where now you've had time to process it. Time is doing its job. Time is a magical thing.
It is.
You're listening to Secrets of a Sugar Daddy. Now back to the show with your host, Marcus.
Hi, everybody. It's Brian Green from the Commercial Break Podcast. It's likely you've heard of the show if you're directly related to me or you follow our MySpace page. But I'm not here to talk to those three listeners. I'm here to appeal to people who haven't heard the show. Along with my co-host, Kristen Joy Hoadley, we're taking a deeper look at the topics that are affecting our youth today. Like, who are the people who are dating ghosts? Where did all these pickup artists come from? And why doesn't my preacher have a nicer private jet? We understand that these are the issues you really want to get to the bottom of. The Commercial Break is now available on the Odyssey app or wherever you find your podcasts.
A lot of high school graduations, college graduations are going on now. And I thought, you know what would be really cool? And maybe they do this. They didn't do it in mine. They usually had somebody from the graduating class get up and give a speech, or this and that, and they'll bring in a speaker. But I think what they really should do is get somebody in their 60s or 70s or even their 80s and go, all right, here's what you're going to experience over the next 50 to 80 years. Here's why you need to not sweat the small stuff. Because what you're feeling now, all the heartbreak and the trials and tribulations you go through, and the things that you think, oh my God, life can't go on, beau contraire, mon frère. Not only can it go on, but it does go on, with or without you. So get those crazy thoughts of ending your life because so-and-so broke up with you. Because every closed door opens other doors for you. And those other doors are more amazing than the closed doors.
Amen.
Right?
Yes.
So I think, you just look at young people and I see them getting so torn up over things that seemed so important and so meaningful at such a young age, where they think that if I don't get into the college I want to get into, or if this person doesn't love me like I think they should, or let's say that, their job doesn't work out, and how can life go on? Oh my God. It not only does it go on, but it'll take a lot of twists and turns and ups and downs. The other thing that I don't think I realized coming out of high school was how powerful of a learning experience all those bad experiences provide. I'm thankful for them now. I don't like them, but I know there's something to come out of them. So that's kind of the same way in the relationship, where the person getting broke up with is feeling this really bad experience, and the person breaking up with them for a while feels relief, like, oh my God, I've shed myself of this problem. I can move on. Now I get to experience other things that maybe I've been wanting to experience because this person was holding me back, or they were, just a negative part of my life, because maybe you guys were going through some stuff. And so they're feeling relief. The other person is feeling depression. But then if you start working on yourself and becoming a better version, then that person that got broke up with is going to start really excelling in things and becoming better and brighter and more confident. And then that person who broke up with them is going to notice.
Or they won't.
Well, they do. They do, because what happens is it's not always greener on the other side.
True.
Right? And they start going out and they start experiencing, and they're just like, let's use a generic name, like, Craig did this so nicely, and I just can't find anybody to do it like Craig did it, or whatever. Or like, I just can't find anybody to have these meaningful conversations that Craig and I used to have, or whatever, right? So they're going to start thinking about all the good stuff from that relationship. And then if they see that Craig has now become a better version of himself, and maybe he's not as, short-tempered as he used to be, or he's done the work to improve whatever faults that he was finding in that relationship. That person is going to become reattracted to him and going to reach out to see what Craig is up to. And that's when Craig has this opportunity to either rekindle the relationship or say, you know what? I think I'm just going to move on. I'm liking the new and better version of myself. And I think it's time to fly to a different universe, or, different heights that maybe that person just wouldn't allow you to do. There's all kinds of different scenarios, but now you have the opportunity to figure out, do I even want to be with my ex again?
That's a no.
That's a no? What are you talking about?
I don't know. I'm just not a fan of taking back an ex.
Right.
There's so many people out there that, especially on Seeking.
Mm-hmm. Now, I know all this that we're talking about is kind of tied to normal relationships, and a lot of normal, healthy relationships do come from sugar dating. So that's why I think it's appropriate. A lot of real, meaningful relationships happen, even though this is compensated dating versus just vanilla dating.
It's still real.
It's still dating.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Sometimes you're going to find yourself in a situation where you really, really care for that person, and then something happens that you break up.
True.
But you're not a big fan of getting back. Like, you think it's one and done?
Yes.
Why?
Because I know myself. And when I'm in a relationship with someone, whether it's sugar dating or just normal dating, I give that person so many chances to make things right.
Mm-hmm.
And it comes to a point, and I have a high tolerance to, tolerating certain things. So when I know I'm done, I'm done.
Okay, yeah, but you've told me about one of your true loves, your first loves.
Right.
Okay, and it didn't work out. And hasn't matured, but let's say that he has, and he comes back, and you've noticed a change in him, a big change, a very attractive change. You start naturally becoming reattracted to that person because you already liked him to begin with. There was some faults in the relationship, but if you notice that he's really worked on those faults and that his life is so in a completely different place, and he contacts you, now what do? I say that you're going to give him a chance.
I say I will meet him for coffee.
So that's a start. Yeah.
That's a start.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But man, it's going to take a
No,
long
but he
time.
has to do the work.
Yes.
And this, we could flip this over, or she has to do the work.
Right.
Somebody has to do the work. Preferably both.
Right.
But somebody has to become a better version of themselves
For sure.
for this to reignite the passion. Women or men, they were attracted to you for a reason in the beginning. And yes, maybe things have died. Maybe the spark has run out. Maybe just there's never going to be a reignition of that spark. But even you told me that when you lost a sugar daddy or you lost somebody, you kind of started going through your old messages going, who can I call? And there was people that you've gone out with before that you haven't contacted in a while. And you're like, maybe I should reach out to so-and-so.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what? But that's different.
Why is that different?
Because the guys that I do go back and reach out to is guys who maybe I didn't even meet in person.
Yeah.
But we were starting to have like an idea of the arrangement we can potentially, have. And then, I don't know, his sugar baby came back into his life.
Right. So these weren't like hard breakups, but these were things that just didn't work out.
Yeah, timing, situation.
Timing, situations,
yeah.
Gotcha.
I'll go back to those people. Like, you know, I have like few ones that I'm like, you know, I should definitely reach out. I had a really incredible time. It was just timing.
Yeah.
The other men in my life, more romantically, there isn't one guy I would take back.
No?
Nope.
But in that scenario I gave you, if he did the work and he started showing you a better version and an improved version and a more mature version, then you would think about it.
Maybe.
At
but
least giving him an
to
opportunity to prove himself.
That people just, you know, there's certain things that people can't change within themselves. You know? You
say that.
I mean, they can.
They can.
But I would hope they change it for themselves and not for someone else. You know?
That you absolutely have to do it for yourself and not for the other person.
Yes.
Like the changes that I made, I didn't do them to impress Madison, the girl that we had the hard breakup with.
Right.
I did them so I could attract other women. I could become more confident in myself. I could become a better dater. I'm not going to screw up like I did that relationship. Maybe I'm learned my lessons, but you're going to see that as an ex and you're going to say, wait a minute, what's going on? Like he seems like a completely different and better person. And so then like clockwork, she reached out to me. Hey, I'd love to see you. Can we do sushi or just get caught up? I'm like, yeah. So there I had my opportunity to present my new and improved self to her. And then the problem was she hadn't changed at all. And I wasn't attracted to her anymore. And I didn't even want it. So I did some of this stuff because I thought maybe I wanted my ex back. But then I got to the point where I didn't. And I was enjoying my new and improved life. I was enjoying the better version of myself. And I felt like I had moved on past where we were so far that I felt like I was going to go backwards if we started dating again.
That's how I feel too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I am happy that you are an improved version of yourself, but not for me.
Yeah. You know, Dua Lipa has this great song. It's called Maria. Maria. Yeah, it's on her new album. But anyway, it's a great song because she's actually thanking the man's ex for making him become a better version of himself.
Right.
And she's getting to see and experience a man that Maria didn't get to experience. Maria basically she had the relationship with him first, and it didn't work out, but this man learned so much from the relationship and did the work and became a better version that now Dua Lipa in the song is dating him. And she's like, thank you, Maria. I know I don't know you, but I can see you in this man. Wow. It's a beautiful song. I love it. Yeah. So that is our advice. I know this, wasn't all about sugar dating, but our advice is if you're in a romantic relationship and you really, really want that person back, there are definitely steps that you can do to increase your chances. And like I said, if you go through these steps and become such a better version of yourself, you might actually just want to move on. And it's a beautiful thing, actually.
Yes.
Okay. Any parting words, Miss Alejandra? Thank you for joining me.
Well, yes, I want to say something.
Okay.
I feel that if you know you made a mistake in your relationship, take ownership, apologize, and instead of telling the person like what you're going to do different, just start doing it.
Actions over words.
Yes.
100%. They have to see, and I said that multiple times, they have to see that all of a sudden you're acting different. You're acting more mature. You're actually doing the things that are attracting that person back to you instead of just saying, babe, I promise you I won't do this again. I won't do that again. Words are cheap.
Yeah.
Yep.
Ownership, baby.
Yep. All right. Good talk. Good talk. Well, thanks for joining me again. Like I said, hey, join us on our Patreon, and it's easy to find, patreon.com/Secrets of a Sugar Daddy podcast. There'll be a link to it in this episode. It's also on our website. We'd love to have you join the family. These are things that we talk about on the website or on our fan club page. We have coaching and profile reviews available there. Also, too, I don't know if you guys have heard the song that we created. It's a lot of fun. It's an EDM song about... I took a bunch of the haters' comments and created this fun little song about sugar daddies, sugar dating. Anyway, we're in the process of creating a couple more. I've actually got the music, got the lyrics. They're fun. We'll put some videos together. So we'll be loading those on. These are like fun little dance songs, and they sound great. You've heard them, right?
You also made me one.
I made you one, too.
Yes.
These apps are
in
amazing.
Spanish.
Yeah, these apps are amazing. So we're going to be putting all kinds of fun things on there. Look for those soon. All right. Until next time. Bye-bye.
Thanks for joining us. If you'd like to connect or even be on the show, we'd love to hear from you at secretsofasugardaddy.com.